It's a common sense recap of the big stories. It's Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
We got General Teichert on the phone.
Yep.
And the big item with General Teichert is there were reports going out that Russia and China are far ahead of us on hypersonic missiles.
Yeah, really scary stuff.
By the time you look at you say, "Oh crap, the thing went by you."
Really scary.
Hopefully went by you.
Yeah, and joining us now is General John Teichert. He's, of course, recently retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General, national security expert.
Not only U.S. Air Force, Space Force.
I was thinking of Space Force, too. So, General Teichert, your thoughts, first of all, how concerning is this that we seem so far behind at a very tenuous time right now?
John and Rita, thanks for having me. And it is pathetic that the United States of America has our GAO, the Government Accountability Office, write a report in the last week that says that we're not well positioned to field systems with speed and that we're alarmingly slow in delivery of new and innovative weapons. That we have stagnated in this country because of risk aversion and bloated bureaucracy, and China and Russia have already passed us in hypersonic weapons, and sadly, North Korea and Iran are about ready to pass us.
Wow. And how close are they from passing us at a time where, by the way, when you think of North Korea, of course, General, I think about what happened this week with Putin and, Kim Jong-un parading down the streets there of North Korea. In Pyongyang, how concerned should we be? Because they all seem to be banding together.
They do. And again, China and Russia have these weapon systems currently in their arsenal. In fact, Russia is using them against Ukraine. Now, fortunately, American-made defenses, the Patriot system, have been able to shoot down those hypersonic Russian weapons, which has been an embarrassment to Putin. But it should be an embarrassment to us that in 1967, we flew manned aircraft faster at a hypersonic speed than the weapons we're trying to develop now, which we can't seem to field.
Wow, Ed Cox.
So, John, do our aircraft carriers have defenses against these hypersonic missiles? Because if not, then they have to stand way off, and this goes to China and Taiwan.
Well, they only cost $25 billion apiece.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, and so those carriers and those strike groups do have a layered defense that include very capable weapons to defend them. But the problem is that our adversaries don't just have these weapons, they have a lot of them, which means that they are in a position to possibly overwhelm our defenses. And indeed, our war plans in the Western Pacific are factoring that in, and those carrier strike groups are standing further away from China than we would like them to because we are at a disadvantage and, again, stagnant because of bureaucracy.
Wow. Well, what else would you like to tell the American people, General?
Well, so I think the root cause of these, John, are, number one, that we have this bloated bureaucracy, that our government believes that they should do everything instead of just focusing on the things that they were designed to do and doing them well. And then risk aversion, that you see private companies like SpaceX, where Elon Musk launches a rocket and it fails, and they learn quickly and launch again. And instead, we seem to be scared of failure. And when private industry is scared of failure, they are not moving forward. And we need to find leadership and leaders that can break barriers, challenge convention, and ignite innovation. And sadly, we're doing just the opposite in bureaucracies in America.
Judge Weinberg.
General, good to talk to you again, sir. What about the whole obsession with diversity, equity, and inclusion rather than talking about military preparedness and fighting wars? What are your thoughts about that?
I think the DOD is completely distracted. There are real mission requirements and a world that is getting more and more dangerous, in part because the United States of America is distracted on social engineering topics instead of focusing on a mission that is extremely important and making sure that we are lethal in our conduct of that mission. And when we are not, the world gets more and more dangerous.
General John Teichert, this was really scary. This just came out with huge headlines this week, where House Intelligence Committee Chair Mike Turner came out and he said it is the highest level of possible terrorist threat in this country. And he also talked about potentially what Russia is doing in space, not just obviously what's happening on our borders, but also what's happening and the impact that could have where it could really shut down all of our systems if they are able to get into satellites and do those kind of things. How concerned should we be? You were Space Force.
Rita, so first of all, the fact that we cannot control our southern border has created this multifaceted crisis that is drastically harming the United States. But then also, because we have a government that is lacking in the strength of will to stand up against our adversaries in space, on the sea, in the air, and on the ground, that we are enticing them to enact aggressive activities instead of deterring and stopping them from doing the things that we do not want them to do.
Wow. Really, really interesting. Well, General John Teichert, thank you very much. We really appreciate your help.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Get ready to zoom into some serious cash with Zoom Ball every Wednesday in June. Win up to $500,000. 1 point equals 1 entry. 2 lucky winners will be drawn at the top of every hour from 1 to 5 p.m. to play Zoom Ball. Discover the excitement at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 877-8-HOPE or text NY.